secure that very, very coveted seat. We just saw, didn't we, Massimo Riva and Davide Brighi at the start of the broadcast having a little natter down in pit lane. I guess this move by Yamaha to go for Agura, it's quite ironic, isn't it, that Honda spent so many years basically developing and nurturing Agura's undeniable talent, and then he's going to slot in on a Yamaha eventually in MotoGP. Question marks now about this, where this might leave the likes of Luca Marini. So, yeah, in this ongoing game of musical chairs, Lewis, we're still waiting to find out who's potentially going to be left standing without a seat.
You'd also imagine it'll be very good news for Raul Fernandez, who surely will keep his place at Trackhouse. You wouldn't expect that they'd want to change both riders. Essentially, it will be changing 3 of the 4 Aprilia riders for next season, with Pecco Bagnaia strongly linked to be the teammate to Marco Bezzecchi next season, of course, with Martin Yamaha bound. Yes, so many rumours, so much speculation, not just in terms of which riders are going to land where, but also how the grid will be made up next season in terms of who will have which bikes. There are still reports that potentially we could see an expanded Honda outfit next season, with rumours still continuing to persist that the market in terms of who goes where.
Yeah, and I think it's been pretty obvious. Gunther Steiner, of course, the new CEO of the Tech 3 project, he's made no bones about it yet. He's openly looking in the market to see, in terms of manufacturers, who he might be linking with in the new 850cc era. Another rider who heading to very familiar territory next year is Enea Bastianini. He's being very strongly linked with a move back to Gresini Ducati. They're looking potentially for 2 new riders, it looks like. Rather reluctantly, they are going to lose Fermin Aldeguer to VR46 Ducati. The big news, big news, it's been big news for quite some time now. It looks like Alex Marquez is going to the factory KTM team. He does have. He did say, though, rather intriguingly, he was being a bit mischievous yesterday with the Beast. He said, maybe I'll surprise everybody with what I'm doing next year. But if you believe the Gothic columns, and they are strongly linked with a move back to Gresini, which I think would be a good fit for both parties, Lewis.
Yeah, the way the MotoGP rumour mill is unfolding, I'm not sure anything would surprise us anymore, given what we've been reading and hearing over the last 2 or 3 months, really. The city season really kicked off back in late January, early February, when we first heard the news that Pedro Acosta was likely to partner Marc Marquez at Ducati next season. But I think, yeah, that would be a hope in Austin. Of course, he would have been the rider in position to take advantage of Pedro Acosta's tyre pressure penalty. Crashed, though, in front of Enea Bastianini, who then, of course, did pick up that bronze medal. And fortunately for Joan Mir, all the potential that he's showing are not really been backed up by any points.
Yeah, and there's potential there, and Joan Mir was speaking to the press yesterday and said he feels that he deserves to keep his ride in the factory Honda squad. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like it's going to be the option next year, 22, and that DNF in Austin was his 35th in a Grand Prix for HRC in 59 appearances. And I guess that's the frustrating thing, isn't it, Lewis? Clearly, Joan Mir has thrown away a whole bunch of sort of top 5, top 6s. The picture would look very, very different for him if he'd just been able to see a few more checker flags. I mean, you have to admire him, because I think he did say after Austin, he goes, I'm not a rider that's just going to cruise around. I'm not going to ride around for an 11th, 12th, 13th, 17th, whatever. If I can sense there's a good result there and I feel like I've got potential, I'm a racer. It's in my DNA. I'm going to attack. I'm going to go for it. But there's been too often where he's just...
stage is running out to find those crucial steps on their 2026 machinery to still hold on to their crown.
And Aprilia's 850 will be on track here in Jerez next week for the very first time. Lorenzo Savadori, their test rider, will be putting in some crucial early development miles on the new era 850cc powered RSGP. Lorenzo Savadori, just for reference, let's just cover up a bit more housekeeping coming into this Grand Prix of Spain. Lorenzo Savadori is back on what Aprilia...
Looking at the here and now, obviously you have Augusto Fernandez, as the guys were saying, here this weekend as a wild card, a big test on Monday as well. That 3-4 week break, has it allowed Yamaha to bring any new items to try and take the project further forwards?
Yeah, we have here new material. We will help us to advance some job. Yeah, as you know, we just wanted to anticipate this project to be in advance next year, when everything will be new. I heard the comment at the beginning. For sure, the journey is the results as much as we can.
Thanks, Mayo. Have a good weekend.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thanks to Yamaha boss Maya Merigali. While we're listening that into and the latest updates on where Yamaha are at in terms of development on their new V4, we have seen And Marco Bezzecchi come to play here early doors
on Sunday afternoon when he comes through here, but they won't all be for him. I think many of the fans, the 100,000 or so who will be coming here on Sunday afternoon, will be coming to see him beaten for the first time on a Sunday by one of their heroes. Of course, so many Spaniards looking to try and beat Bezzecchi, be it the Marquez brothers, be it Pedro Acosta, be it Bezzecchi's own teammate Jorge Martin. This is the Spanish Grand Prix, but so far MotoGP in 2026 has been dominated by an Italian on an Italian bike. Is this the lap where Bezzecchi gets on terms with Alex Marquez? It's not, but it's another lap very comfortably in the mid-137.
The World Tackle Jerez was the day that he finally realised. He always felt like he wanted to be a Grand Prix motorcycle racer, but that was a day where it was like, that was it, that was the full focus, that was the clear target.
Oh, Pecco can't stop again.
Yeah, Pecco's having issues stopping that factory Ducati. This time around he does briefly go into the gravel trap. Pretty deep, that gravel trap on the exit of turn one. He's just going to get that factory Ducati out of it. And there you go, he's back on terra firma. Phẫu, which Pecco's doing right now. It climbs rather sharply uphill, never settled. Look at the compression on the front forks there as well. Rear tyre kicking in the air, what, 3 or 4 times there, wasn't it? As Pecco is just pleading for that GP26 to stop. It eventually does in that deep gravel trap. But yeah, not a bad morning session for Bagnaia. He said yesterday, as is so often the case, Friday today here in Jerez is just all about working on worn tyres. He's got to try and find more tyre life, particularly in the Sunday Grand Prix. Plan A.
12, the Crivier corner, followed by the Ferrari corner. And we now enter the Jorge Lorenzo hairpin to complete this Jerez lap. And he might not be a million miles away from the 36s if he keeps this up.
Yeah, Fabio D'Antonio then charging toward the flying saucer, and he's flying. We do have our first 136 lap of the weekend then, just a 136.954, aided and abetted by those fresh medium tyres. Sees D'Antonio jump nearly 0.4 of a second clear of Alex Marquez. Glancing further down the standings, surprising to see Ayagura struggling after his brilliant performance, so cruelly denied his first MotoGP podium with that engine failure in Austin. Agura-san's having a bit of a struggle this morning, 21st fastest and almost 1.5 seconds back. I guess you could take 0.3 off that after D'Antonio threw in that in Austin. He's 20th. We know how much Anea struggles on a soft tyre on the KTM as well. Fabio Quartararo, pole position here last year, Lewis. 17th once again, underlying that chronic lack of performance with the new V4 Yamaha.
Yeah, Fabio Quartararo did a 1:35.6 to take pole position here last year. Wouldn't expect Yamaha to be anywhere near that this weekend. We've just seen improvements for Frankie Morbidelli and Pedro Acosta. They are also on fresh